Hey everyone, thanks for joining. Of course, back here with David. We're doing a little New Year's kind of update for people. Exciting press release that just came out. PsycheDev. We'll go into it. First things first. David, how are you?
Doing good. We're here at the end of 2020. Hanging in there. It's been a wild year. So, how you doing, Jason?
Yeah, good, good. A wild year is a good way to cap it off, but it's been good. Here a foot of snow up here in Toronto. It's wild times everywhere, and very jealous of people that don't have snow right now. But
It's sunny
things are
and
good.
beautiful here in Vegas.
Oh, that's awesome. No complaints. Here, let me throw it to you. I'll let you introduce it. We've been talking about this behind the scenes for a while. I'd love for you to introduce it to people and kind of we can get everyone excited.
Sure. Yeah. So, I mean, as viewers and people that have been following Global Track here probably saw this week we announced the execution of a memorandum of understanding with PsycheDev Inc. They're a Canadian-based technology startup. And they're developing a digital mental health platform and app that I find quite fascinating, especially at a time right now where the digital mental health sector really is starting to really pick up some significant traction. You look at the Calm app, which has done incredibly well here this year in 2020. In fact, they just raised $75 million and achieved a valuation of $2 billion. And a lot of that, at least in my opinion, has to do, they're delivering the right, resources and tools really at the right time right now in society. As you know, we're coming up here on a year of being in the grips of this pandemic that has taken a pretty significant and serious toll on the mental health and mental well-being of countless individuals out there. So, with that, I think you have a society right now that is a lot more eager and inspired and motivated to identify and find tools and resources that are out there designed to really optimize, their mental health and their mental well-being. And so, with PsycheDev, that's really what we see in the potential, of the development of this platform and of this app. And so, the expectation, the hope right now is, we're currently working on trying to execute a formal joint venture partnership agreement, which if executed will put us in a position to collaborate and co-develop this platform and really leverage, the business development and go-to-market experience and skills that myself and my team are able to bring to help really, bring this platform to market, by late Q2, early Q3 of 2021. I think again, it's something that there's definitely a market for it, at least in my opinion. And so the importance of being able to put this together right, it really puts us in a unique position. There's no question about it, and it allows us to enter into the digital mental health sector. And again, with the potential joint venture agreement, we would acquire an equity stake in PsycheDev. So anybody out there, that's been following Global Track and has sort of been questioning and wondering, where do the revenue opportunities exist here with the company? This is one opportunity that we have, and it's just one component, that we are currently working on. As you mentioned, we've talked behind the scenes. There are other things that we are, focused on exploring right now, and this is one of them. So very excited to bring this out, and I think it puts us in a very unique position going into 2021, and sets us up for, I think, a very effective year.
Yeah. No, we've talked and we did a section talking about mergers, acquisitions, a bunch of other stuff. And I think this is a great way to kind of cap off, 2020 with, hey, this is our first step. And, hopefully people are starting to see the bigger picture happening here. There's a lot of other segments, a lot of other pieces of the puzzle. That's not just, psychedelic spotlight. And you guys are adding on this, which is extremely interesting. Obviously, you already touched on, what this year has done on mental health. So I think it's awesome, and congratulations getting to this point. For people that aren't very familiar with the process, do you want to walk through kind of what the next steps are to make this real and a tangible thing, for the company and for shareholders?
Yeah, so obviously the next most important step is finalizing the joint venture partnership agreement. Now, once that's done, which we hope and I expect it to certainly be done here over the next couple of weeks, the focus really is now on expanding on the business model and business plan that PsycheDev has, really creating a strategy for it to go forward. We plan on bringing in various experts and professionals from different fields, particularly the psychedelic assisted psychotherapeutic field, to really help lend some expertise in that side. And for us, it really is just about putting together a go-to-market strategy for them. I think that's the one area, they've got the concept. And, for us to be able to leverage and bring our experience into that, on that side of things, I think it's going to be very beneficial for them. It's going to be a process here, I think, over the next, couple of months. And, as we continue to hit certain milestones, we'll definitely, put that out. But again, I think that the focus right now really is, how can we take this effectively to market here in the most efficient manner, that we possibly can, and really aiming for, like I said, late Q2, early Q3. But right now, the framework of what they're developing in terms of the platform is in place. So now it's just about coming in, filling everything in, and really just we want to make this something that is going to be beneficial to people, and recognizing, the need for tools and resources for people right now to really help expand and optimize, their mental health and their mental well-being. And I think you got to look at a sector too, of individuals, like myself, that I'm not diagnosed, fortunately, with a mental health condition, no depression, anxiety or anything, but I'm always looking for ways to expand and optimize my own mental well-being. Self-help tools have been available to people for several decades. And this is about taking technology and the tools that we have available and bringing it in to what we're seeing here, as we expand. And as that stigma that's been tied to mental health, we talk about the stigma that's been tied to psychedelics. There's been one with mental health. We're finally getting to a point now where people are more comfortable and confident saying, it's okay to not be okay. And with that, there is an increase in interest in tools and resources that are out there designed to, again, like I said, improve and optimize mental health and well-being. So we're very excited to really bring this to life here over the next several months.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Movement in the right direction is, constantly what I keep seeing. And I saw a lot of feedback, and people were extremely happy, of course, that, we're opening up new kind of segments and new things happening, which is awesome. I wanted to give people a little kind of, 2020 update, close off the year, talk about recent things, interviews, things that's happened with Psychedelic Spotlight or the company. Is there any updates you have for people?
Yeah, so the most recent update too, we announced last week, we finally pushed out the new website for Psychedelic Spotlight. And I think it's important to note that this was a complete redevelopment of the site. This was built from the ground up. So the prior Psychedelic Spotlight website that I inherited from my predecessor, as fantastic as it was and as good looking, and everything as it was, it really was never developed with, being able to fully optimize and leverage SEO, and really being able to infuse it with SEO strategies. Anybody out there will tell you, if you want to be noticed, if you want your website to be, attracting people and bringing people in, SEO plays a very critical role in that. And so we recognize that, unfortunately, the last website just didn't have the foundation in place to sustain that. So we went back to the drawing board, redeveloped it. And so we were able to just, relaunch the website last week. As with any, relaunch or, launch of a new website, you're going to have a few bugs, a few kinks to work out here and there. We're working through it. But I think the important thing to note here is that the foundation is in place for it. We've got a fresh look for Psychedelic Spotlight, a new logo. So very excited to really help, bring in 2021, set everything up for, I think what's going to be a very exciting year for both Global Trac Solutions and Psychedelic Spotlight.
Yeah, no, awesome. Yeah, you touched on it. You got to put in the right framework so you guys can keep building. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Of course, I think it looks pretty sexy. So
And
congratulations.
yeah, thank you. And on top of that, November, as we mentioned in the press release last week about the website, November represented our biggest month to date in terms of web traffic and views of our content. So, that's been very exciting for us. And, we have a lot of things, in the works here in terms of beefing up our content, expanding it, touching on as much as we can here of this growing sector. Because what we're recognizing is there's a real hunger out there for information and knowledge within the psychedelic community. And for us to be able to provide that, it's a big role that we play, and we take it very seriously. And I look forward to being able to expand upon it.
Yeah, no, awesome. Well, all good things. We're entering 2021 looking pretty good, if I have to say so myself. Anything you wanted to say before we kind of close this one off? I know a great update, really looking at that bigger picture of, what Global Trac and what Psychedelic Spotlight is going to become. Anything else you wanted to say before we close things off?
Yeah, no, I'm just, the only other thing is, we continue to focus on, kicking the tires on other opportunities that are out there, all with, this idea and this objective of bringing in opportunities that can put us on a path, a very reasonable path to profitability and revenue generating opportunities. That remains my objective. That remains my goal. It's a process. I'm not looking to just go out there, grab anything I can. And so again, I hope, what we've been able to, do here with PsycheDev and moving this forward, demonstrates that, that the process is working. It may not be moving at light speed, but it's moving forward. And I look forward to being able to share additional opportunities that, we are looking to hopefully infuse into Global Trac Solutions here over the next couple of months.
Yeah. No, awesome. And, I did see some questions, obviously. Hey, I invited people for sure. I think I covered a few of them that were there. But I would love to, if people have questions, to leave them below. We'll definitely try and, do a little Q&A video coming up here. But David, thanks so much. And, Happy New Year's. I hope you have a great weekend here coming up. And, thanks so much for joining.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jason. Happy New Year to you as well.